Hi, I'm Piper. This is my dad, and this is a very special episode of Piper's Notes.
We are so pleased to have a very special guest today. You guys who are in the NWA fam and are active on Twitter know this person. She is one of the matron saints, along with like NWA Maureen and Esteria of the NWA. And I'm talking about none other than the lovely, very elegant, very classy Dawn of Wrestling.
Hi, everybody. Thank you guys for having me on. This is a really exciting topic that we're about to cover.
Oh, we're so pumped to have you on here. And we were talking the other day, and I pointed you out on one of the NWA shows. I think it was the 70 event. And I'd mentioned to Piper here that we have a really big fan. Like, a lot of people in the NWA fam love the Phantom, especially this lady right here in the crowd. And she's like, oh, really? She's coming on? It's like, yes. So Piper is like uber obsessed with the Phantom of the Opera.
I've seen the 2004 recreation like 24 times. Or no, not 24, 11 times. And then we saw an actual production on Broadway in New York, like
February, something like that.
Well, I think it's still the longest running production on Broadway.
Yeah.
I think it started in '88, and it still is the longest. Is that right?
I think it started in 1986. I think.
All right.
That was the greatest year of pro wrestling too, but we're not going to go into that. So we when the Phantom comes, when they tour, we go anytime. You know, my wife and I have seen him several times, and Piper got to see it for the first time live just a few months ago. But there's a big, like, very strongly held opinions about some of the creative liberties taken in the 2004 movie, which for her is her favorite. That is like her first exposure to Phantom. So what do you think about like the 2004 theatrical production of the Phantom?
Actually, I think I prefer it as well. There are some darker elements, I think, that aren't really focused on quite as much in the 2004, maybe family relations and things like that. And so I definitely prefer the 2004 as well. But of course, the production quality, that's always, I think, going to improve.
Right.
So that, it was an improvement on the original, and then I think it continues to evolve a little bit.
We were my favorite song, and I don't want to take the show over here, but I'm going to mark out the Phantom also. My favorite song in Phantom is the
Point of No Return.
Point of No Return. But what I really like is because I'm a big mark for Phantom. Like, I've always resented Raoul, but I love it. Like in the theatrical production, that Christine Daae makes a deliberate, knowledgeable choice to go to the Phantom, whereas in the Broadway productions, it's more she's duped into it. So, or at least it seems that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. Production tends to change how women are represented, and very often, for instance, the Bourne series, the action-adventure books and movies. In the Bourne series, the female lead in that, or the co-lead, I guess, in that, the female, is incredibly intelligent, active, and she's very competent. And then when you see the movie, they're kind of not so smart, you know? And so I don't like the movies for that reason. But I think with Phantom, the fact that she's sort of duped into it, I mean, she's so young, she's so naive, I think it sort of plays into it really well in that case.
Sure. It's kind of like your point, we were talking, I was talking with somebody the other day about how films, when they do these remakes, they kind of recast them in the zeitgeist of the age. And I'm thinking the one that comes to mind is, we were talking about Masked Man and the really important thing he's doing with Free the Mask. But I think with Batman, for instance, the Joker movie, this is the first time that Joker has been cast as someone other than just a mafioso. You know, this is cast in the prism of mental health, which is a big topic today. And so maybe there's something of that going on in the 2004 versus the theatrical or the stage productions.
Oh, I think definitely so. On both sides. I mean, he Phantom has this sort of strange personality and this darkness, and some of that passes on then to Christine, and she starts to kind of lose a little bit, and that's when she says, "Nope, pull out."
Well, I think we already know this question, but what is your favorite Broadway musical?
Well, I love Phantom, but I really love Wicked. Loved Wicked. It's just, it's my girls both were growing up during the time period that Wicked was, at its peak at the beginning. So it's probably close between those two. But I love the theater of it. I love the costuming and just all of it. But it's such a complete, sort of thing.
Have you and your family gotten into Hamilton at all? She loves Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah, so anytime we are in the car, anytime, Hamilton is playing. And we all know all the words, and everyone's singing it.
What is your favorite Hamilton song, just out of curiosity?
Oh, gosh. That might take a minute to think of.
Ours is.
I like Who Lives, Who Dies, Who Tells Your Story.
Oh, that's
is
really
that the name of that song though? I don't think that's.
So.
Is it? Mine is Wait for It. I love that. Love doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. It takes and it takes and it takes. I think that's so well written, man. It is just. I love that. Like theologically, we're Presbyterians. We believe in the providence and the sovereignty of God and all that, but. Isn't that so true? Love, life, death, it doesn't discriminate. All of us fall subject to it. So,
absolutely. I'm trying to find the song right now. Give me a sec.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
Because I love it so much.
Yeah, we
My Shop.
Oh, yeah, right.
My
Yes.
Shop. I love that.
It's so good.
So much.
What we wanted to do today, Don, is usually we come on here and we try to be eclectic. Piper doesn't have grand taste in music, do you? Whatever. Piper is like the most eclectic kid I've ever met. I mean, and I'm biased. She's mine, but this girl will rock out the Chris Stapleton. She'll rock out the bluegrass. She'll rock out the spiritual gospel music. She'll rock out a little bit of PM Dawn. She'll rock out to anything.
Wait a minute, that goes back a little ways. Yes,
we're Cure Depeche Mode fans in our house, man. So
oh man, very cool.
So she's that I tell this is sort of a recurring thing too. I tell all of our guests that I never want my daughters to ever be impressed by some dusty old boy in his weekend trip to Panama City Beach. You know what I mean? I want their standards to be like way up here. So. We want them to be cultured and exposed and have grand taste and stuff. So, but normally we invite guests in to rock out the heavy metal or something. But I was like, now Dawn's she might be a rock chick, but this is a refined, elegant lady. She deserves Broadway. So if it's cool with you, we would love
go with that. Maybe we'll do rap sometime.
Heck yeah,
I'm sort of a big rap fan.
We are too. I am too. I love rap. I love Kanye. I love NWA, Eazy-E, the Notorious B.I.G. We Too Short, some old West Coast stuff. We like it all. We don't let her. We're kind of discriminating about what she listens to, but the world is big enough for all of those tastes. So, but we wanted to do something we've not done yet, and that is leave the rock and roll orientation for a minute and go to theater and rock out to you with an excerpt from the 2004 production of The Phantom of the Opera. And Piper, you don't like this one at all, do you?
I love this one.
What do you mean?
This one is my favorite.
You don't even know the guy who plays the Phantom. What are you talking about?
Gerard Butler.
Oh, my bad.
Boom.
Burn. So what we'll do, we're going to rock out to this song and we'll just comment and on the count of 3, 2, 1, go. We'll do it, okay?
You got it.
All right. 3, 2, 1, and go. Piper, I'll let you take the commenting here because this is your musical. By the way, I think I think the greatest line in all of the Phantom is in this song, even though this isn't my favorite song. I think the turn your face away from the garish light of day, I think is the most beautiful written words in all of the Phantom. It's
beautiful.
Don, are you a Star Wars fan at all?
I might lose some friends over this, but I'm not a huge Star Wars fan.
That's okay. My co-host on This Is the NWA has never even seen one. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Well,
my big thing is Indiana Jones was my big thing.
Same family. The only reason I ask you that is because I think that the Phantom, there are a lot of parallels between Darth Vader and the Phantom. They're both very misunderstood, kind of tragic heroes, or tragic, I don't know, comedic villains. I don't know how you'd say that. But.
And of course, the whole Beauty and the Beast relation. Yes. Everybody talks about that.
A lot of people didn't really like Gerard Butler's version of The Phantom of the Opera, but I think it's the best. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Well,
what are you talking about?
I'm with you because I think, these are actors that are singing their own parts here, and he sings great. I'm no shade, but
this is his first musical movie.
I just feel like you feel like the torture in his voice. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
One of the things my husband does now is he trains professional singers. So he's an artist director, artist management. So he trains them. And the biggest thing he says is, you can sing a song and it can be perfect and beautiful. But if you make some mistakes, the audience really isn't going to know. But what really speaks to the audience, even more than perfection, is how you feel it and how you demonstrate it on the stage.
Yes.
And I think this is just phenomenal because you can see his face and just feel what he's feeling.
He's so good, man. And he's not, like in the stage productions, the Phantom is fairly grotesque, but even when Gerard's mask comes off, I'm like, dude, you got some scars. Actually, I think most girls would dig that. You know what I mean? You're a good-looking guy, man. I've got a little scar on my forehead from a childhood incident, but all my girlfriends I ever had like it. They're like, man, it makes you look like a badass,
Oh yeah, chicks love scars.
Yeah. Well, Piper got her little scar here from
a golf club.
Got hit with a golf club, of all things.
Oh gosh. So you both have Harry Potter scars.
Yes, exactly. Love that. Boom. See, Don, you're the perfect guest. You can't lose with a Harry Potter reference.
And just seeing Christine with those doe eyes and sort of her mouth open and just in awe.
She has no resistance to him, he's so, heck, I'm captivated by him. I'm like, bruh. The only thing that was off-putting to me in this was the little Christina Daae shrine with the thing that would trip me out as well.
Yeah, that's a little creepy, but I think I have a Nick Aldis shrine similar to that. So.
Well, hey, you and me both. You and me both, girls.
A little fun Phantom fact: his real name is Eric Mulheim.
In the literature.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Eric Mulheim.
Yeah.
In the story, or in the
real life thing, and in
the real life story that inspired the Phantom.
Yeah.
His name is Eric Mulheim.
Yeah. And then Madame Jerry's name is Antoinette Jerry.
Okay. So there's a real life story behind this.
Mm-hmm.
Have you researched it and everything? Are there parallels, or is it just a broad connection?
I don't know much about it, but I think it's a lot of the same things as the Broadway musical. Except not everyone's just music of the night, just singing everything.
Piper, this is something you probably know, but Andrew Lloyd Webber actually wrote this for his wife Sarah Brightman, and he actually wrote it to match her voice perfectly. And of course, this is what we got from it.
Sarah Brightman was the first Christine Daae.
Yep. Dawn, have you seen? I love this. I love that song. Have you seen Love Never Dies? Have you been able to? I know they did one. Broadway did a showing there for the Stay at Home with Me hashtag thing they're doing during quarantine. They've been airing some things from time to time on Friday nights.
Love Never Dies is so good.
No, I haven't.
It's like it's one of those ones where it's the legitimate official Andrew Lloyd Webber sequel to this, highly criticized, but it is not bad. Actually, it's really. I was reluctant. We watched it. She's watched it now a dozen times, and it's actually pretty amazing.
It's really good.
I'll have to go look it up. We try to do, family time every once in a while when we all get around the TV and watch some things. So we'll definitely, that'll be the next thing that we watch. That sounds awesome. I love it. Sequels are tough, too, because, it's hardly ever able to measure up to the first one.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, when you think about pro wrestling, and again, we don't like to talk much about pro wrestling, but inevitably it comes up in a format like this. You look at guys like talent, like guys like Josephus or Raven or Mick Foley or Billy Corgan, David Lagana, these people that are intricately involved. They are highly accomplished, highly educated people. In most cases, they have experience in the fine arts. Many of them speak multiple languages. What is it for you, Dawn, that is the connection that draw? How has someone like yourself become like the NWA, the face of NWA feminism? I'm not going to say that. Right? There's no political. there's no political intentions there at all. But you are like, you are in the NWA fan community. It's like you and Maureen and Esteria, and of course our phenomenal women's division. But you are all very cultured, educated, well-spoken, articulate. You know your stuff. Where is the attraction for wrestling to you in this?
Well, I have always said, as far back as I can remember, that pro wrestling is the most complete form of entertainment. I mean, you have incredible athleticism, you have microphone skills that, it takes time, and a lot of people have natural talent, but you have to work through and push through, develop all of those. There's lighting, there's costuming design, sound. Like, it can be very theatrical. And I truly, truly believe it is the most complete form of entertainment. I think another big part of it is music. I mean, when somebody's music hits, you know who's coming through the curtains, and you get either excited about it or upset about it, or you have a feeling about it. So I really think it's just the most complete form of entertainment. And when you have people who are gifted in any area, they'll sort of latch on to what's there in pro wrestling. And just get sucked in, drawn into it.
Right.
I have a question. So, do you have a favorite band at all in music?
Well, my husband was in my favorite band for a long time, but mainly because he was in it. And you should check him out. He's so gifted. He actually is trained in classical music. That's his college degree, is vocal performance. So that's a lot of fun, seeing that kind of thing. But I love sort of the old rock bands. I love LL Cool J, Queen Latifah. It's kind of bizarre. I love country music. I mean, old country and what they call bro country.
Mm-hmm.
I love a little bit of everything. If I have to pick a favorite, I probably would say Stevie Wonder is my favorite. I think he just has such a broad avenue of talent, what he produces, and not just in his own music, but he writes for others and performs on others, on other projects for other people. So he's going to be my favorite, I think.
That's cool. And I don't want to put you on the spot here. This came up in a conversation that you and I had a few weeks ago offline about you had this character that you portray or that you had envisioned for yourself. Would you care to speak about that? I don't want to put you on the spot and don't feel obligated to, but I just thought that was so cool. And
okay, so something I was going to say about Phantom is one of the reasons it's so successful is because of the vulnerability. I mean, you can see, like, when Christine's there, you can see her chest rising and falling, and, the expression on her face. And to portray that kind of thing, it takes a lot of vulnerability. It takes you putting yourself out there and showing your weaknesses. And I've never really done that before with the character that I have in mind. But it's the dawn of wrestling and nightfall. So it's kind of a two-sided thing where dawn is sort of what you see all the time, the happy, encouraging, supportive kind of thing. And then, this nightfall character is much darker, a little bit of a prophet, a little bit of a gypsy style. So that's kind of what that is. And I've never shared that with anyone before.
Well, I'm sorry. I hope I didn't put you on the spot. I thought that was cool, man. I was like, I hope, because the NWA community are so, they hold you in such high regard, and you're so respected that your words, even your tweets, they carry a lot of weight and respect. And so I think that you would find among the NWA family that would be way welcome. way welcome. So
what do you think about a 49 or 50-year-old person who's never been in a wrestling ring going to wrestling school?
Why not? I think
that's kind of what I think. Why not? Right?
I say go for it. Absolutely go for it. I mean, the funny thing is, like, when you're talking about age is such a different concept today because we're healthier, we're younger. 50 is, I'm approaching 50 myself, and I don't feel 50. I feel like I'm in my 20s, and I don't act that way. I've got an 18-month-old daughter. Here I am approaching. Here in a couple of years, I'll be 50. So I don't feel 50, and here we are, just a few months into starting this YouTube channel that's opened a lot of opportunities for us and stuff. So I would say I'm very much in favor of it. Don't fortune favors the bold, and I would say go for it. And Dawn, you've got such a very attractive and charismatic personality. I would be a fan. The Stinsons would be fans. We are fans.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know. It's something my husband and I have kind of tossed around a little bit, and I don't know that I'm gutsy enough to do it, honestly. I have a question for Piper. When you're watching Phantom, do you sort of put yourself in the place of Christine, or can you sort of feel yourself as Phantom, or like what do you feel when you're watching it?
I feel for the Phantom. I feel like I know why he's like that. There's just some things that I'm like, wait, well, why'd you do that? But I side the Phantom. Raul's not my favorite person in the musical, and Love Never Dies. Yeah. You can tell why.
So you often ask our guests, like, what Broadway character would they be if you could pick a Broadway character?
Christine Daae.
I knew it.
All right.
What about you, Don? Who do you identify with in Phantom?
Oh, definitely Phantom. Definitely. I mean, there's, we all have insecurities, and most of them go back to childhood and our teenage years. But I definitely have that sort of understanding of where he's coming from, that he has like this something he wants to relate to someone, or wants to express his love, but is held back all this time because of disfigurement or different things. I think a lot of people can probably relate to that. And one thing that I really appreciate is, sometimes you'll see like a not so attractive man with a gorgeous woman, or vice versa. I love seeing that because that speaks to just insecurities that people have, and I just kind of want to go, yeah, you got it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, Don, we know that you're busy and engaged in everything, and we thank you so much for coming on our show. We've been really looking forward to having you on. Again, you and I talked offline on Twitter, and I feel like even though we've not met in person, I feel like I've grown to know you and really appreciate all your kindness and all your positivity that you bring to the NWA fam, and we appreciate you being on here. We really do. This has been great.
Thank you. It's been a lot of fun. Piper, I'm looking forward to seeing more episodes. And are you taking vocal lessons?
I want to. I really
Okay.
want to. I want to do theater. I really.
Very good.
So we will support it. We're in favor of it. So absolutely.
And I'll support and encourage you too. I've got a daughter who, has done some time up in New York. She was in a performing arts school up there, and then this COVID thing hit.
Right.
There we go. The COVID thing hit. So she's home now, but we love going up there, and anything we can do to encourage and support you, let us know.
Awesome. And if ever you're in the Chattanooga area, hit us up, and we'd love to sit down with you in person. And we will. We'll meet you at the tapings at some point. Our paths will cross in person. So we're at the point now where it's like, we're never not going to miss a taping. We've got to go to all of them. So that's where our commitments lie. But Don, thank you so much, and we'll let you go, and we appreciate your time with us.
Thank you. It's been a blast. See you soon.
Awesome.